Evening.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, Joe. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad, thank you. Thank you.
Good.
You've just missed the carnage that is my kitten climb up on
Oh,
my head, and I've had to banish her to the bedroom. I'm like, you're not coming in here. I can't trust you.
no, no, that's carnage, that is. I'm loving the shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yes, well,
That
you
is
have to
cool.
look quite professional, don't you, in this business?
Gotta look the part, huh? Nice. Yeah,
Absolutely. You look very, do you know, I feel like I'm on an interview. I feel like you're going to interview me. You look very posh.
I am. I'm gonna be asking you the questions this evening, Joe. No,
Okay, well, don't
uh,
fire me, whatever you do.
no,
Hire
that's.
me, but don't fire me.
Hopefully, you can hear me all right. By the way, I'm in a quiet corner of a pub. I've come straight from the office. I have.
Oh,
So
have you? Well, I can hear you just fine, so don't worry about that. Perfect.
amazing. All right, cool,
It just
cool,
adds
cool,
to the
cool.
ambience, doesn't it?
Suppose so. Yeah, and I've got a pint as well, so I'm quite happy.
I've got my Diet Coke. I've just got in from a 12-hour shift at work, and I was like, quick, 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 quick change.
Nice.
Sat down. I was like, right, here we go.
Yeah, I've been able to go home. So yes. What was it?
Oh
What did
well,
you
don't
do?
worry. I won't keep you long. But basically, so just a brief introduction. On my podcast, I do something called, behind the festival kind of. I want to show people the people behind these festivals so that if they
Yeah.
see you out, they can kind of approach you because there's a lot of festivals out there and bands and artists and promoters. They don't know how to contact you. They don't know how to get on the lineup. So
Yeah.
um,
Sure.
that's what I want to do with this, really. So, obviously, you're Harry White of Hammerdown Festival.
Yes, that is me.
So,
Yeah.
talk me through Hammerdown Festival then. So, when did it start?
So I came up with the idea in 2014, so like a long time ago. And me and my mate Bradley started it, and we put it together in like a really short space of time. He came up with the name and everything. And long story short, it got cancelled because the venue changed all the rules to being 18 plus. All the teenagers kept trashing the venue, so they changed all the rules on it. So we had to take a bit of time out. And then I went to download. 2015 was my first like big festival.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It changed my perspective on life. And I saw a band called Empire,
Yeah.
and so good. It may be a different Empire to one you know, actually. Not Empire with a Y in.
No, Empire with an
Em-
I. I know exactly who you're on about, but I know
with the
both
ex-
empires.
with the exclamation mark instead of
Yeah.
the I. Like,
Yeah.
oh, dude, Joe Green's voice is unbelievable. And I saw them at download and went, I have to book them. I'm booking them. So I got in contact afterwards and booked them. We did our first festival in October. And then, yeah, and we ran it every year since. So we did 2015, 16, 17, 18, and I lost money every time. Didn't know what I was doing. And then I took like a year off in 2019 to kind of recoup some funds and get back to like a good financial positioning. And then the pandemic happens in
Yeah, I
2020.
know. It smashed
So
everyone, didn't it?
right, so I took 19 out, then 20, and then 2021 because we weren't quite ready yet. And then so 2022 was our first year back. So and it went great. Basically, the reason I took time out after 2018, I moved from where I'm from in Sussex down to Southampton to learn business. I went to work in like a corporate company and learn business and learn sales and learn how to actually do shit properly because I just lost so
How
much
to
time. Am
make
I allowed to
money,
swear
not
on
lose
this?
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
My podcast, you can
Okay,
do what you
cool.
like.
Ah,
Yeah, and
cool.
how to make money as well.
Yeah,
That's a
because
big part
yeah,
of business.
it is because I was just losing so much money. So that's what I did. And then the year out because of COVID ended up being like 3 years. And so, but by the time we came back in 2022, like I knew what I was doing by that point. So it just went so much better. Like 2022 was awesome. So yeah.
And I've got to say, I mean, all those on my wall are the festival that I'm involved in. I'm involved in a festival called Rockwitch. So I
I've seen
help
that. Yeah,
organise
yeah,
that. And
yeah,
I've
yeah.
got one on the wall there with a massive arrow through it because obviously it was strike through. It didn't happen because of COVID. And it still hurts me to this
Wow.
day to think we've done it every single year and then COVID happened. And it's suddenly like no one knew where they were when they were coming or going. It was such a scary time for everybody. Mental health took a
Yeah, it
massive
was.
plunge. And for
Yeah.
bands, suddenly their hobby they weren't allowed to do. And it's such a
Yeah,
shame.
it was a really savage time, I think, for bands, for everyone. And I think that the difficulty in things now is everybody's going through a cost of living crisis, but everything required to put on a festival costs more money
Absolutely.
because all the
Prices have
companies
gone up.
that right, all the companies that hire out lighting and sound kit, well, they've
Gazebos,
just lost two
everything.
years
Yeah.
of business. They've had to store all of their gear that costs money to do so, and haven't been able to hire it out at all. So they're
Yeah.
charging more now for their kit. Venues are more expensive to hire because they don't have anyone in there for 2 years or whatever. So it all adds up. Like bands, it costs more to tour now because things have gone up, right?
Yeah.
So petrol's gone up. Train fares have gone up. Flights,
everything's gone up.
expensive.
Have you seen the cost of it? Honestly, I could not believe £8 for some toothpaste in Tesco the other day, and then not just that, £8, and then you've got like butter. I cannot believe it was like £5 for like Lurpak. I
can't believe it's not butter.
Couldn't believe it. Yeah, could not believe the price of butter. Literally.
Yeah, crazy. I know.
You know, it's fighting everybody. And that's why, festivals, it's important that we get ticket sales. So you're doing really well on your ticket sales, I believe, from your post.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. Yeah. It looks like it's going really good at the moment. So hopefully we will be on track to sell out. We just need to make the last couple of pushes, really. So it's going well at the moment.
Some really good merch bundles as well. I think you've got a ticket and a t-shirt. Is there somewhere on your
website? Yeah. So we're doing the first ever time we've done this. I'm so excited by it. We've got our own proper lineup t-shirts, like a proper festival now, which is cool. So and online at the moment we've only got like 30 odd left now, and it's the only time they're going to be available at all. You can get a Hammerdown lineup tee and one of our own branded beers that we've got now. So we've got Hammered IPA and Hammered Lager.
Yeah, you get a free beer thrown in. Amazing.
Cool, isn't it? Yeah. I bumped into a lady when through my day job for work, who owns a brewery in Kent, and so we got talking and whatever. And Kent's not that far from Sussex, so we just got talking, and I ended up creating some beer with her. It was cool. So
it's amazing how many opportunities we all get through word of mouth. No matter what I say to bands, doesn't matter where you are on a festival, like on the lineup, doesn't matter if you're the opening band or you're the headline band, there's so many people there that you don't always know unless you chat to them. And it's not about it's not about the quantity in a venue, it's the quality of people that are there. You could have an venue, but you could have quite a few big people in the music industry that are just waiting for a band to make their break, kind of thing.
Yeah, we were pretty lucky with that last year. Like the whole mantra behind Hammerdown, the whole fundamental thing with everything we've done. I was in bands for years, terrible bands, by the way, and I saw how difficult it was for bands to make it, and I was really, really lucky. I'm quite a talkative person. I always hang around at the gigs, watch all the other bands, that kind of mantra and all that kind of stuff. So we always spoke to the promoters, spoke to the venue, spoke whatever, and so we got loads of cool opportunities that we didn't deserve because we were terrible, to play Germany, record albums in Spain, and do all this cool stuff. Like we did loads of that. And so when I set up Hammerdown, and I realized how difficult it was for bands to make it, because we didn't make it, we didn't make any money off doing it, even though we had all those cool opportunities. So the whole mantra, there was a fly, there we go. The whole mantra.
I'm glad it's not just me. I'm like fly.
Yeah, I know. The whole mantra behind Hammerdown is to put bands on a stage that are small local bands with big bands that tour the UK and Europe and sometimes the world, and give them a real rock star experience where they get a professional looking interview on a sexy backdrop, all photos, where they get treated like royalty in the green rooms. They've got riders and they've got big stages to play on and great photos and all that kind of stuff. Good crowd, and they feel like they are doing well for themselves. And in our crowd last year, we had some really, really cool opportunities come about for some of the bands playing. There's two in particular. I can't necessarily go into the specifics of it, but one band got like a really massive investment from someone in the crowd, like 10 grand, which they went on a massive PR push and recorded an EP and stuff. That's sick. That's exactly what Hammerdown's supposed to be. It's exactly what a mantra is. So putting on small bands with big bands and having big people in a room that can scout artists. That's the goal.
That's really, really refreshing to hear as well. It's about as refreshing as that pint there. But, it's really refreshing to see your enthusiasm. You speak to a lot of promoters and they're kind of a bit drained with it all. And, sometimes it's hard to walk away after you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
The fact that you've been at work all day and you've got so much enthusiasm for your little baby that you've created. And I think you should be really proud of yourself for what you've done and what you offer. That's really good. How do bands apply for your festival?
Yeah, so I really appreciate it, by the way. That's very nice of you. So to apply for the festival in August, so literally directly after the festival, we open up our submissions again. We get emails like every other day at the moment, but we can't really go through them now because we're focused on this year. But we've got a Hammerdown band submissions at gmail.com. email address where bands can pop over an entrance. And what we did last year, which worked really, really well, we did something completely new.
I can see it now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got a call coming through. I do apologise. I'm back.
I can't see it. You're fine.
Call me. Someone's trying to call me there. Apologies. What was the question?
So we were talking about how to apply for your festival. So
okay.
Submissions open.
Yeah. So they get basically what we did last year, which worked so effectively, is we ran like an online competition. So a bit like a kind of virtual battle of bands, if you like, where loads of bands applied. And they sent us a live video of them playing, and like a little bio about them, whatever. And then me and Dan, who's the festival's creative director, me and him are like a little team, me and him, and we whittled them down to 10. And then we got like an expert panel together to judge those 10 on a big projector screen. I don't know if we've actually done a little video of it. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. Of our online competition. We want to make it as fair as possible. We judged those 10 bands between 5 judges on 3 criteria. So we had Stephen, who is the marketing director from the Factory Live, which is where the festival is this year. We had me and Dan, who run the thing. Then we had Gareth Endine from ERB magazine, who worked with us quite closely. And we had Ollie Simmons, who is the vocalist from the Chemists. If you remember the Chemists, what a band! So it was a sick panel, and we judged bands on their live presence, their songwriting ability, and their musicianship. And we all rated individually on scorecards, and we watched the videos through a couple of times, had some pictures with it, made a cool video of it. James from Bleed Again and JMD Creative, he put like a little video together for us. And we whittled them down to like a couple of bands that then got extra slots at the festival. So that's how we did it. And yeah, it was wicked. It was so much fun. And we are definitely doing it again next year. So
it's like your own version of like Metal to the Masses. It's great. Like Simon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it really works.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter what band they are, they've earned it on their merit. You could be the smallest band. And I try and, I was talking to Crosspath, they're playing your festival. I spoke to them the other week at Breaking Bands Festival, Stephen believe it or not. So I actually, years and years and years ago, when I was at Breaking Bands Festival, we all had like a midnight sort of party in a tent when it was Steve and Akira lads and a few other people, and we were all having like an acoustic little, like, round a campfire kind of thing. It was ace.
That is so cool.
Honestly, it was dead cool. I was doing first aid at the festival, so I was just like,
wow,
what was going on? And I just sat down in this tent, and we were all just sitting around under this gazebo, just, that's what festivals are about, bringing everyone together and just having a damn good time. And
too right.
Some of your photos, on your social media and things, that's exactly what your festival feels like. It feels, you just look at the photos and it's family friendly. It's really nice.
Yeah, we try to do that as much as possible. We did actually, by the way, we did run a proper physical battle of the bands, like a Metal to the Masses, back for Hammerdown 2017, so years ago. And the issue was because we're nowhere near on the scale of Bloodstock, so we can't have individual competitions in every city. So we didn't really like it worked, like we did it, but we weren't going to do it again after that because bands were traveling 3 separate weeks in a row from flipping Birmingham to play a heat, a semi, and a final or whatever. So it was a bit difficult for them. So we thought, it worked. We got some bands on the thing, but we wanted to do it again because so many bands were applying. So then we just thought, okay, let's do an online competition. But yeah, like with the family vibe, yeah, definitely. Like we want it. We have a group that anybody can join. It's a public group called the Hammerdown Family. If you look it up on Facebook, yeah, it's got like 350 members at the moment, and it's like our little community. And anybody can post in there. Other bands who like are keen to play the festival pop their latest songs on there. Torchbearer, advertised there quite a bit. They're cool band. They're awesome, and it's a chance for me to push whatever's going on with the festival. I post every time a band playing our festival or has played previously our festival releases a new song. I'll put it straight in there. I played a couple of years ago. I'll pop that in. I want to get as much working as I only book bands I enjoy. By the way, that's my like.
Yeah, good.
I don't book things I don't like.
Yeah, but how many bands? You know what? Being an organizer of a festival and stuff, how many actual bands do you get to see? I bet you're running around like a headless chicken. For me, there's so many bands on our lineup, and I don't actually get to see many of them. I maybe like pop in for one song and here and there, but I cannot actually watch ours. So how many bands do you actually get to see at your own festival?
Every single one in full. I make damn sure of it.
Harry, how do you do it? Do you have
My
like,
day does not stop, right? Let me tell you, right? I'm in the mosh pit. I'm at the front in my suit, by the way. I'm like, let's go. For every band. Of course, like if I get dragged away mid-set for like an issue that's gone on, obviously, but I'll come straight back. But my schedule is that, so I interview all 20 bands as well,
yeah,
right? So I do the interviews in between the sets. So I
okay,
literally don't stop. So I do I interviewed, so I watch a band, the first band on, then I'll interview a band, then I'll watch the next band, then I'll interview a band, then I'll watch a band, and interview a band. It's just all day long. I just don't stop. I plan this thing to 363 days a year. I fucking enjoy it when it's on. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I have a whole team that deal with the shit that goes wrong on the day. I still have to deal with some things, obviously, but you know, I'm just like, listen, mate, I spent a year sorting this out. I'm going to enjoy it. I like this band. I'd quite like to watch
yeah,
it, please.
I like that.
So I try my best to. Yeah, for sure. Like, I watched, like, yeah, I mean, like if something goes on and I got to go deal with it, but like I watched every band last year. Absolutely, yeah.
There's only 6 of us that do our festival, so to be fair, we're spread quite thin. So
No,
everyone's
that's
got,
completely fair, by
honestly,
the way.
everyone's got their own job, and I'm just like, oh, I can hear them, I meet them, I greet
Which
them,
always
and I
looks
can
sick, by
hear
the way.
them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
tell me how your set's been, because I really wish I could have watched it. Everyone comes out and says, whoa, they were mint, did you watch them? I'm like, saw them through the fire door because I'm
Sorry. Yeah.
sorting everything out. But you know, that's part and parcel of it, though, isn't it? You know, you've got to make
It is.
every paying customer, no matter who they are, and not just that, bands that are taking part, the people with the bands, you have to make sure that they're comfortable, know where everything is, and just give them a genuinely good time.
Yeah, I think that's another important thing, especially from an artist and a staff point of view. But reality is, if people that you're working with like you and they appreciate what you do and you treat them properly, then they're going to do more for you anyway. It's just a
Right.
two-way street. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
so we try and look after the team as best we can. The bands, they all get looked after backstage. I'll hang out backstage, have a beer, whatever. I did get on a set. Do you know what? Actually, my team have told me this year I'm not allowed to get on a sesh. I had a lot of beer last year.
Did
They've
you?
told me. Yeah, they've told me. I was.
You're
Yeah,
the
I'm not allowed
boss.
to this
Come
year.
on, you're the boss. You're the boss, man.
Well, yeah, I'm still required to do things, and unfortunately, they all got a bit
Got to
cross
stay
with me
hydrated, though, Harry. It's very important, you know.
And this is the best method of hydration. It's science. I've
Absolutely.
heard.
Yeah.
I've read it somewhere. I don't,
Look how much liquid it's producing on the outside of that glass. It's
loads.
double the moisture.
Yeah, it is.
Double the moisture. So there you go. So
That's it.
tell
That's
me,
it.
Hammerfest down the beach. I mean, that is
Yeah,
pretty
we're doing.
cool.
Yeah, we're doing a little. Basically, we wanted to do like a Hammerdown beer on the beach thing. Basically, I just came up. Like, by the way, that hasn't been planned. I that came to me in a vision at 9:30 a.m. And by midday, we had an announcement ready with artwork
Good.
schedules, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it. So I decided at 9:30 this morning that'd be a good idea to go and hang out with all the fans before the warm-up show. So we have a Hammerdown warm-up show, which we run every year. This year it's on July the 1st. It's at the Green Door store in Brighton. Wicked venue. And the whole point of the warm-up show is that it features 2 diverse bands from the lineup who are very different, which this year we've got with Bleed Again and Lost Assignment, so a metalcore band and a kind of classic hard rock band.
Other end of the spectrum, aren't they, them?
Completely, to give a kind of taster of Hammerdown. And then below that, we've got the 2 bands that were runners up in our competition that didn't quite make the festival. I said, look, do you want to play a warm up show? And they were like, yeah. So we did a similar thing last year, except it was bands from a local college that we were working with that were one of our sponsors. So we got college bands to play the gig as the support. It was really awesome. So we're doing that again this year. I just thought, well, I'm in town anyway. It'd be cool hanging out with some of the fans or on the beach just down the road. Like, they can any questions they have, any improvements they want to make to their festival, because it's their festival.
Yeah.
Any shit that they want to change, any things that they would like to see. Do you know what, Harry? I think you guys should be doing this. Well, I don't know why you're not having this at your festival. And I'm like, oh my god, that's such a good idea. Why have I not thought of that? I'm only one dude. I can't think of everything. Dan's only one dude. He can't think of everything. Like, Pete, who's our production manager, he's only one dude. Like, there is. If you have, you know, the more people you have that put ideas in the pot, the more cool stuff you're going to come out of it. So yeah, from 3:30 p.m. on July the 1st, before the warm-up show, I'm going to be on the beach. Dan's going to be on the beach. Some of the bands are going to be on the beach. The production team, people from the factory live. If you want to ask questions about the venue, accessibility, all of that kind of stuff, you can just come along, chill on the beach with us and ask questions. Why not?
Well,
and just chill, have a beer.
why wouldn't you do that? You know, Why don't I live near the beach?
Where do you live, by the way?
I live in Stoke-on-Trent.
I was going to say, you sound like a northerner.
I'm a
I've worked a lot of
Stokey.
north.
Actually, I'm from Staffordshire Moorlands, so I try not to say I'm
Right.
from Stoke-on-Trent. So I'm in a little village outside of Stoke-on-Trent, so I can go in the city if I want. What you call a city? It's not really a city.
But you can avoid it if you wish to.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I kind of avoid it at all costs until I have to
I've never
drive.
been to Stoke.
Well, you know
I've
what?
never been there.
They say Stoke looks better out of your rear view mirror when you're driving off.
Is that
Most
what
people come to Stoke, right? So I work in the local major trauma centre hospital there. So people only come to Stoke usually if they've been involved in a major trauma and they've been airlifted to Stoke-on-Trent Hospital. It's crazy.
That's the reason for your visit. So
Yeah,
okay.
honestly, people are usually like, I've been to Stoke. I was like, oh, have you? Did you have a nice time? They're like, no, I ended up in hospital. I was like, oh, okay.
Standard Stoke. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
standard Stoke.
I'll bear that in mind. If I ever want to go to Stoke, I've got to injure myself severely before I come.
Yeah, that's what people do. I mean, that's their only lasting memory of Stoke. So
Nice. All right, cool. I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
yeah, there's
Appreciate
not
the
much
advice.
going on here in Stoke, unfortunately. So
Well, I live in Cardiff nowadays. Cardiff's a pretty mad city. It's pretty cool, but I do miss.
Fuel nightclub.
Ah, what a place! Do you know what? I've lived here a year. I only went there for the first time a few weeks ago because a band I mentioned earlier, Torchbearer, they were like messaging me. They were like, "Come, come. We're playing Metal to the Masses." I was like, yeah, "Okay." The coolest bar I've ever been to in my life, by the way. What a place! I was in my suit. I was loving life. I was in the pits at the front. It was great. I came literally straight from the office. My office is round the corner from Fuel, and I've never been there in a year. I bowled out. I have my massive laptop bag, and I'm in my suit, full suit, because it was, it wasn't as hot. So I'm in like the full suit. I'm just bowling into this metal venue. Everyone's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Like, it was great. I had a great night.
They thought you were Mr. Ben. Do you remember Mr. Ben? He goes in a suit.
Mr. Ben, yeah, he does.
Then he walks in
cool.
like the shop and then changes outfit to wherever he wants to be.
That's probably what they thought I was. Yeah, who knows?
No, it's just Harry White. Harry White.
It's just some dodgy bloke from England.
Modern day James Bond, mate. Modern day James Bond. What can I say?
I don't know about that, mate, but thank you.
But so I've got to mention, so Hammerdown Festival is held at the factory in Worthing.
Yes, it is.
I had to Google Worthing. I was like, "Where's Worthing? Where's Worthing?"
Yeah.
And it was like, "It's Birmingham." I was like, "No, it's not." And he was like, "Yeah, no, it isn't." And then
that's
we looked.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, yeah. And then we looked and we were like, "Oh, it's actually like Brighton."
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I'm from Sussex originally, so I made a pact. Like wherever I moved to Southampton. I've moved to Cardiff now. Like Sussex is where my heart is. It's where Hammerdown is. It's where it's home is. So it'll always be in Sussex. And it's been in Worthing since 2018. So 2018 was the first time I was in Worthing. And then when we came back, we had this beautiful, stunning venue last year called The Venue, which is like an old converted 1800s church. It's absolutely beautiful, by the way. And that was our comeback venue. And this year we've gone with a factory, and it's wicked. It's such a cool venue, and the setup is just perfect. Like nice and closed outdoor area. We can have proper food trucks and merch vendors and stuff, all with enclosed gates and stuff, as if it was in a proper festival. Like a proper outdoor area with seats and things, which is a big thing. Like the stage is awesome. Like it is the perfect place for Hammerdown this year. Like it's exactly what we need, like a proper purpose-built music venue. It's awesome. It's great.
It's nice when you've got a venue that wants to work with you as well. You can bring your ideas and you can say, "Well, I want to do this," and they don't shy away. They say, "All right, we'll work with you," rather than be like, "Oh, I don't really like this. I don't really like that." It's nice that you can provide that. And you said it was an enclosed area. I mean, that's really safe. That's really nice, and it gives you that secure feeling.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's easier for door staff. It's just easier for everyone. Stephen from the factory's been brilliant. Like he's been so patient with all of my mad ideas. like having a beer and whatever. Like there's just so much crazy stuff going on this year. And he's just been super easy to work with. Like he wants to. He approached me like, "You should bring Hammerdown to the factory." We chatted it out, and he's just so passionate about metal music. I was like, "Yeah, this dude's sick. Let's do it." So that was the reason for going there at first, just because of Steven.
There's going to be a lot of people listening to this when I release it or watching it on YouTube, and they're going to think, I wish I can do what he did. I wish I can make my dream come true and have a festival. I mean, I can see by the smile on your face, and like I said earlier, how proud you are that what was your little dream you've kind of created, and you've had to nurture it and you've had to work at it. But nothing comes easy, does it? It's not a case of I want to set up a festival and it's going to make money, because that's not what happens. You lose and lose and lose until you get to a point where you kind of stabilize, and then you pump back in. You don't actually make, because you pump back in the money every year because it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, what's your capacity at Hammerdown?
So this year is 300. That's the capacity this year. So yeah, that's where we're at this year. We're actually just confirmed a massive venue for 2024. We're just about to do some serious upgrades, and this is a special thing that we're doing. So this year at Hammerdown 2023, all of the guests there, all of the people that are at the festival will have an opportunity to buy a ticket at less money than they paid for this year for next year at a 600 cap venue. Can't tell you where it is. Can't say anything. But it's on the 27th and 28th of July 2024. Massive venue. Way bigger bands. We're already talking to headliners, and we are excited with where we're going with this thing. But yeah, you're going to be able to buy Hammerdown 2024 tickets for 30 quid at the festival this year exclusively. You won't be able to buy early bird tickets anywhere else. So if you're there this year, you get them cheaper than you paid for fucking this year, and you get a way bigger venue of way bigger bands for 2024. So
it's no brainer then, isn't it? Really, guys, buy your tickets.
Makes sense.
Support these smaller festivals, and let's see who you can. I can't wait to see who you're going to book next year in this venue. I mean, the lineup this year is really good. So, and I've been looking at your previous lineups. Every year you do something, you think, how can I get bigger than that? How can I get bigger than that? And you are getting bigger. I mean, when you get massive, don't forget us. Where don't forget me, little old me.
You'll be coming along for the rides. You'll be there. Don't worry.
It's carnage though when I turn up to festivals. Like I went to Uprising and I ended up riding one. Go on.
You need to come down, by the way.
Oh, I will. I'll have a look at the dates. It's the end, isn't it? End of July. I'll see what I'm working.
Yeah, it is.
And if I can make it, I'll come down. I've never been to Brighton, so that'll be cool. That'd be mint.
Yeah, it's cool.
But yeah, when I went to Uprising, I was riding one of the band members like I was sitting on a cannon, because we were doing a share rendition of If I Can Turn Back Time.
It makes sense. Yeah,
honestly, and you got all the bands looking, and I'm like, yeah, the reason my podcast's called Twisted, Torn and Moist is because you never know where you're going to get with it. It's just one of those things.
Nice. Yeah, nice. I like that. Yeah, no, look, mate, I'll sort you out a ticket. Come down. I'd love to be there. That'd be cool. So and then you can interview some bands and,
oh, yeah, cool. Yeah,
whatever you want to do. Yeah.
I'd be honoured. I will check my schedule and I'll see what I can do. It all depends on Kitten and how naughty she's being, because she's confined to the bedroom. So if she decides to be good, and my mum can look after her, because my mum's like her nanny, that's like a grand kitten.
The grand kitten,
grand kitten, yeah. She was like, "When you having babies, Joe?" I'm like, "I've got 2 cats. What are you on about?" That's it.
I've had a kid. They're very expensive. 6 cats. I've got a kid. They're bloody expensive now. Yeah.
Bloody are, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Right, well, listen, I know you've had a long day at work, and I really appreciate you talking to me. It's been lovely to chat to you, and I hope you actually meet in person. Honestly, you're dead personable, and you're just a ball of fun. It's
cheers, mate.
You're like, like hedgehogs. You're like a mad hog. It's a mad hedgehog. That's
mad
what you call a mad hog.
Maybe I should make a festival called that.
Mad hog. Maybe you should do a Twisted, Torn and Moist. I'll let you.
Yeah, maybe
people might get the wrong idea, though.
Yeah, I mean, the name of the podcast is certainly a provocative name. I think it's my favourite name I've ever seen, by the way. I think
well, I knew it wouldn't be copyrighted. My mum went mad. She was like, "It sounds like a porno. Stop it." And then when I did my jingle, because, as your podcast gets bigger, I was like, "Oh, I need to do something like a jingle." So I met this guy. I was just in Birmingham for the day, and one of the other bands dropped this guy off for an interview, because I was trying to troll the streets. Nobody would speak to me. I was like, "You want an interview?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "Where's the music scene at here?" We even went down to the local uni. They must have thought I was nuts. They were like, "We can't give you an interview." I was like, "I only want to interview the students." They were like, "Nope." So they dropped this guy down, and he did my jingle for me. He was like, I'll just make you a jingle. Did to the guitars. And then when I did my Twisted, Torn and Moist, my mum was like, "Joe, you can't use that. It sounds wrong. It sounds dodgy. It sounds like a porno."
It does, like, and that's fine. Do it.
Yeah, but do you know what? When someone tells me not to do it, I'll do it.
That is me, mate. Yeah, stick with it. Do it.
I wondered why. When I look at my my analysis and my podcast, you know, how many minutes people have listened to. There's a lot that have just listened to the intro.
Nice.
There's some people out there that are probably just playing it, enjoying it. I'm like, oh my God, crazy.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway, I won't take up any more of your time. It's been ace talking.
No, thank you.
You're a real nice guy. And you know, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Come down, come hang out. That's what I say. Like, if you can get the time off, come join us. It'll be
Will,
great
I'll
time.
have a look. I'll keep you updated. But it's been absolutely perfect.
But very important thing.
Go on.
You have to be in the pits at the front with me, mate.
Yeah. I'll interview from the pit. It's fine. I'll help you with mosh pit.
All right, cool. It sounds
How
good.
was that?
That's the deal.
Right. Well, listen, Harry, get yourself off and enjoy yourself, because you know it's been a long day for you, and it's.
I'm gonna go have a pizza. I am. Yeah. I'm gonna go get a pizza.
What's your favourite pizza?
Meat feast all the way. Absolutely.
Pineapple. Does it belong on a pizza?
Yes, but I don't actively choose it. So if it's there, I'll eat it. Great choice. Not bad shout. But I never really order it.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Sorry, I don't like cats at all. I apologise.
Right, I'm going now.
I can appreciate a cat. Like it is nice, and I will stroke it, and it's like, oh, you're nice. But yeah, I much prefer a dog. Sorry.
Right. On your sandwich, bacon or sausage sandwich, what sauce?
None, because I'm weird.
You don't have any?
No, I actually don't. No, Harry, I have it.
Harry, are you okay? Are you okay, Harry? That's your new song now. Harry, are you okay? Are you okay,
There's a
Harry?
cat behind you. There's a cat.
Oh, that's Connie, that is.
That's a normal one, is it? That one's not going to cause carnage.
That's a big Maine Coon. Yeah, that's Connie.
Maine Coon cats. Yeah, they're cool. They're really beautiful. Yeah, they're cool.
I did have 3, and then I've got 2 now. But she's she's over there, just about 6. She's massive. She just stares me out.
Nice.
But yeah.
Any other very important questions? Because these are important questions, so I'm okay with it. Do you have any other important questions?
Important questions?
No, those ones were very important. So
did you like them? Tea or coffee?
Yes, I did. Black coffee only.
Okay. Favourite festival? You can't say your own. Not your own.
No, I wasn't going to say mine. Downloads captured my heart when I was a kid. It just captured my heart as a kid. I've got a download dog tattooed on the back of my leg. It was where I just loved it. It's beautiful.
I want to see if Andy Coppin wanted to download cat, because he could have used my cat's face for that, you know.
I should try and get Andy Coppin to come to Hammerdown. That's what I should try.
I think you should. You know, he's very responsible on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Invite him down. You know, you never know.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I bumped into him at Hammerdown at download once, so he's a top geezer.
He's ace. You can just recognise him with his hat.
Yeah, you always spot him.
Yeah, he's a proper ace guy. Got a lot of time for Andy Coppin.
He is.
What's your favourite band?
I have too many lists. It changes. Can I give you a top 5?
Go on then.
Def Havana.
Yeah.
They've got me through some hard times. The most beautiful band on the planet. Do you know where the Hammerdown name comes from?
Go on. I needed to ask you that, so I'm glad you told me this. Go on.
It comes from a Nickelback song, and they are definitely one of my top 5.
Really? Which song?
Yeah, the song is called "The Hammer's Coming Down." It's called Hammer's Coming Down. Yeah. It's a great song. It's a beautiful song. I was listening to that, and I was wanting to change the name for my festival. When I was walking to work, I was working at KFC at the time, and the chorus was like, "The Hammer's Coming Down." I was like, "Hammerdown." That sounds rock. Let's look that up. Is there anything called Hammerdown? There wasn't. I was like, sick.
I'm on that. Yeah, I like it.
I'm on that.
Who else?
Okay, that's 2. Then I would say Bury Tomorrow, probably my all-time favorite, kind of like heavier band for sure. I've got Bury Tomorrow tattooed. They're amazing. They're beautiful. All of these are band tattoos, by the way. So I should probably refer to my thing here. Mordecai, who are no longer with us. They played their last show at Hammerdown last year. They're just awesome. And Dan is my business partner now for Hammerdown. And then that's 4. The band that was my favourite band for years, their logo was on my chest, is Rise Against. And I don't listen to them as much as I did, but they are an all-time favourite for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I like it. Well, listen, thank you so much for spending your evening with me. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. And I look forward to catching up. And if there's any news breaks you want to do or whatever, or a platform to get it out there, you're always welcome on my
Thank you. That's really awesome. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Have a lovely evening. Appreciate it, Joe.
Yeah, look after yourself.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.